Kia ora, this is Arun Jacob, your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor as well as education advisor. Coming live once again from the city of Hamilton in New Zealand. It is Monday, and Monday is my day when I come live and speak about what's happening here in New Zealand and give all you wonderful people a live update from on the ground here in New Zealand as to what's happening. Now, I'm coming live as always on Facebook, on the AJV Global page. I'm also coming live on two YouTube channels, which is the AJV Global YouTube channel, as well as on my YouTube channel, which is called Arun Jacob. Plus, I'm also coming live on Instagram. So, big hello to all you wonderful people on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Yeah, welcome back. And so, what's happening here in New Zealand on this Monday? I think today I'll have to put on my glasses because my eyesight seems to be giving up on me gradually. So the on the 27th of April, uh, 2020, the update is that New Zealand is about to go away, move down from level 4 of the lockdown. And in about approximately 2.5 hours time, which is around midnight today for us, tonight for us, we are going to step down into the level 3, which is a very good sign for us here in New Zealand. And I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you have been following the news about COVID-19 and the way different countries have been trying to battle with it. And New Zealand has been getting a lot of good press, especially for our leader, our Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. I think she's also sort of caught the attention of the world in the way this particular government is dealing with this crisis. So, which is good for us to know that we have good, strong leadership, not just the prime minister, but the entire cabinet and the bureaucrats, including our director of health and stuff like that. So, I think overall we've done well, and we don't want to gloat about it and act like COVID-19 has gone away, but we are definitely stepping down from level 4, which is like the highest level of lockdown. Now we are coming down to level 3, where we can increase our family bubble just a little bit if required. If we have to invite one or two people into that bubble, we can. The schools are still shut. We have decided at AJV to still keep our offices closed. We have an office on the main street here in Hamilton, so we decided we will still keep it closed because we don't want to kind of jump the gun too early. And so that is the way we are going to be dealing with COVID-19. But overall, it does appear that New Zealand is continuing to be one of those countries which is at the forefront of this fight with COVID-19. And it looks like we will come out of it quite well on the other end of this dark tunnel that we all find ourselves in. So that's what it is. So just coming to all of you, obviously you all coming to watch my live sessions on Facebook and YouTube because you're all keen to move to New Zealand either temporarily or on a more permanent basis. A lot of you desire to come and study in New Zealand and acquire a world-class qualification from one of our many institutions. And of course, most of you would also like to take advantage of the post-study work visa that is offered after you complete your course, and then you sort of also aspire to get a foothold here in this country as future residents and permanent residents and migrants. And we absolutely welcome all of you. So there are a lot of you who, that's the reason you guys follow my broadcasts. And the report that we have at this stage as AJV, who works very closely with the Immigration New Zealand and Education New Zealand and various other institutions across New Zealand, we have not had any indication as of now, which says that they are going to postpone the July intake. So we have not received a single notice from any particular institution or from Immigration or from Education New Zealand we have not received any single indication whatsoever. Interestingly, and very hearteningly, none of our students who have planned to come to New Zealand in July or August or September are also dropping their plans. It looks like everybody is still continuing to keep their plans alive, and our team is fully functional. All 42 of us sitting in different parts of the world, in New Zealand, in India, in the Middle East. And until recently, we had one of our colleagues who was in the UK, but she has hence come back to India because she wanted to get back home. And then, of course, we have a licensed advisor in Malaysia as well. So all of us are fully functional. We've actually been having a lot of fun because we've kind of gone into a training mode. This is not my saying. I will just use a saying for which I heard recently. When there is a storm out in the sea and a fisherman can't go fishing, the best thing for him to do is to mend the nets, and that's exactly what AGV has been doing. We are not only continuing to engage the clients who expressed a desire for us to for them to come to New Zealand. We're continuing to talk to them, but we are also retraining ourselves and prepping for a much larger intake into New Zealand, because I think that New Zealand is going to emerge as one of the most sought after destinations after this whole COVID crisis goes away. And I think we will end up being one of the safest countries as far as destinations go. So I think the choice would be very clear for a lot of people. What do you like? Eventually you all want safety and prolongation of the human life. So I think New Zealand is going to go up very, very strongly as a destination. So everybody who's planning to come to New Zealand and is already in touch with the team AJV, do not drop your plans. Continue to speak to your advisor within AJV. And those of you who are not working with AJV, today is a warm welcome, a warm invitation for all of you to consider working with AJV, because we as a company are based here in New Zealand, and we are kind of people who want to give the whole service to international students and migrants, and not just half the service like how most of the companies do, which is just get you an admission and a visa and then put you on a plane and send you away. We are not like that. We not only help you with your admission and visa and help you to get onto a plane in your particular country, but after you reach New Zealand, we continue to work with you. We hold your hand and then we walk with you for the rest of the advice and services that you'll require as well. So I believe that's what makes us very unique. So for all of you who are already working with AJV, you already know the advantages. But for those of you who are still considering coming to New Zealand, do consider working with AJV, because I believe you will have a lot of advantages in working with us. And just go to our website, ajvglobal.com, and go under services, and there's a whole section on the advantages of being an AJV global client. Cool. So that's my introduction. I'm glad to see we have 70 odd for people following my thing. My glasses will come back on. Getting older, guys, and the eyesight is beginning to fail. So yeah, here we go. I'm also supported by my team, which says that, which is always in the background and helping me with supporting me with my live broadcasts and sessions, and helps me to also that quickly do some research when required, and then give me those answers when I'm still trying to move it forward. Right now, I'm also supposed to talk about one particular institution every live session, and so today I'm going to talk about NZMA, which stands for New Zealand Management Academies. Now, NZMA is one of those very popular private institutions in New Zealand. It's been there for a very, very long time. I remember back in 2004 when I got into this particular industry, NZMA was already there as an institution. I, in fact, met the founder of NZMA, Tim Cullinan, and his beautiful wife, and I believe I also met his son when they had come on a trip to India, and I spent a good quality time with them, and we spoke to them. So NZMA was started with a very strong mix of hospitality and culinary, as well as management courses. So these were the three primary courses that NZMA has been famous for a very, very long time. After that, of course, Tim sold the company, and it has now become larger part of a much larger organization called UP Education. And so but the quality has remained. And what I like about NZMA is that they've always maintained a very strong focus on their students, whether it is domestic or international students, and they have continued to maintain that focus uh, of uh, of coming out with the best outcomes for their students. Their culinary and their hospitality courses have exceptionally been good, and also as a private organization which thrives on recruiting more students by the success of their previous students. They put in a lot of effort to help their current students to achieve the success that they want. So their placement is pretty strong. The kind of activities they do with their students is pretty strong. I have personally gone to their campuses. I've been to their campus in Central Auckland, and I also been to their campus in South Auckland. Strangely, I haven't yet been to their campus here in Hamilton, where I live, because they also have a campus here in Hamilton. But yesterday, when I took my car to fill up some petrol in it, and there was a young boy from India who came to help me fill up the petrol, and we started talking, and of course, 2 meters apart. And it turns out that he was a student of NZMA, not an AJV student. Doesn't matter, but he was a young boy from Punjab who had come to do his culinary course at NZMA at the Hamilton campus. And while he was helping me fill the petrol and also my gas cylinders, so we had a bit of a chat, and he was talking very, very proudly about his institution and how it competes with the best across New Zealand and stuff like that. So yeah, so there it is, straight from the horse's mouth of somebody who's actually studying in NZMA and feels very proud about it. As a person who has been associated with NZMA for a very long time, I can count a lot of my students and clients who came to NZMA and studied here, and very well established here in New Zealand now. So the institution does provide a very solid platform. Their standout courses from them will be hospitality, culinary, and management courses. And I bet they would have added a few other courses, but these are the three top ones that come to my mind right away. And I would strongly endorse NZMA. I believe they're also a Category 1 institution because the New Zealand Qualifications Authority sort of assesses what is the quality of each institution, and NZMA would be Category 1. So strongly recommend NZMA. You will not go wrong if you choose NZMA. And for all those of you who are planning to come to New Zealand and you want a school that is affordable, takes care of you, and also gives you very good post-study outcomes, strongly recommend NZMA. All right, speak to your AJB advisor and we will take it from there. All right, let's see who has asked me some questions. Checking with my team. My team hasn't shared anything. Nor has the team confirmed to me whether I'm live on Facebook. So I'd really like it if one of my team can confirm to me that I'm live on Facebook and YouTube and on Instagram. In the meantime, right. Okay, here we go. Guys, there is a little rule to the sessions which I conduct my live sessions, and that is that you will have to identify whether you are an AJV student or client, because essentially at the end of the day, these sessions are meant for our AGV students and clients, but we are happy to assist those who are not AGV clients or who are considering becoming AGV clients. But, I request that you share your number so that I can then, take it for, I can answer your question. Plus, you give our, advisors the opportunity of connecting with you later and discussing more in depth about the possibilities of you coming to New Zealand. All right, so here we go. Yes, my team's laughing at my glasses, by the way. So they're finding it funny. I think there's one of those first few sessions where I'm actually coming on with glasses. What to do, guys? Getting older, getting older. Right, some comment from Priya Shaji, no number, so I'll have to skip it. Vinay Gopikumar asked, hi, how are you? Doing very well, Vinay. I hope you're doing well as well. Raman Kapoor asked me a question. Seems like a good question. And his spouse seems to have a fantastic score in IELTS, which is 777 and 8. and he would like to know the plan to go further for management studies. Would love to help you, Raman. Please share us your number, and we would get in touch with you and put all the possible management courses in front of you and your wife, so that you guys can take it forward from there. O'Neill, our dear friend and AGV client, as usual, says, "Hi, Arun. As always, you are so positive, and that's what makes AGV the best educational migration agents to work with if you choose New Zealand as your destination." Hey, O'Neill, thank you once again. Every week, you're also, you and I think, are the two most regular people of this live session. So fantastic to see you here, O'Neill, as always. I hope you and the family are doing well. Pooja Prashant asked me a question, says, "Hello, I'm AGV client. I applied my husband's partnership based file on 10th March. So I want to know what is the file status right now and next when it'll start again and when we will know about this." Pooja, at this stage, because of the lockdown in India, I'm assuming you are a client from India, and I'm gonna uh, check to see if there is any update from. Well, no, at this stage, there is nobody who has given me any update, Pooja. But I can tell you, Pooja, that at this stage, because of the fact that India is still under a lockdown, and so all the INZ staff that is supposed to be in Mumbai office are obviously still not able to go to work. So I think there is a bit of a hold at this moment on all um, applications at this point. And the other thing is, there even in New Zealand, there has only been a skeletal staff and who have been working on priority visa processing. And so you will have to basically wait for the Mumbai office staff to come back to work, or for everybody in New Zealand to be able, INZ staff to come back to work as well. So because what will be required is that because these immigration matters are basically very confidential in nature, and there's a lot of your private details that are out there in terms of the your privacy details are already all there. So I think INC would tread very carefully before offering work from home opportunities to their officers, because that's basically it deals with the private data of people such as yourself. So I think they will wait for people to come back to work in their offices, and for that, of course, we will have to wait for the lockdowns to get over in India and in New Zealand. But now that we're going into level 3 in New Zealand, hopefully some of the teams of INZ will get back to work. And if that happens, then if there is too much of a backlog happening in India and China, which are two of the major countries, I'm quite certain they will then start offloading some of that work to their teams onshore here in New Zealand. So unfortunately, Pooja, it's all at a bit of a standstill. So just be patient, and I'm sure that they would be as keen as anybody else to clear off their backlog and move it forward. All right, cool. A question from Navin Joshua. He asks. 2020 shared this number. So Navin, I'm happy to answer your question, Navin. 2020 recession may decrease the job opportunities for foreigners in New Zealand. Is it true? That's his question. I mean, I think, Navin, there is going to be a bit of a reduction in employment. There are already some economists and people from the finance ministry who are projecting that our unemployment rate will go up. We have always been at a very, very low unemployment rate, by the way, in New Zealand. I think it's always been below 5%, which is great for a country. But I think, because of the a massive amount of disruption that COVID-19 has caused, I think there will definitely be some disruption. But whether I don't think it is going to be a question of foreigners versus locals. Sort of a thing. Of course, it goes without saying that the government of New Zealand will insist that local people are provided the opportunity of employment first and foremost. But the fact of the matter is that we have never had enough workers in our economy, and so that's the reason we have an active immigration policy. And So even if there are people who are on a temporary visas, which will make them foreigners, so to speak, they would still be employable as long as they have the skills that is required for our industry and our services here in New Zealand. So I don't think you should take it too negatively because this country has always had a shortage of workers. So because and that's because we've not had enough local people taking up certain jobs. So that's the reason. So I don't think you should look at it too negatively. It's always been my statement for as many times as I've come live and I've spoken about it. If you have the right skill, the attitude, and the knowledge, I think you would still be able to find a job because we have a shortage. And if you have those skills, I think that match will occur. So I don't think you should look at general statements and kind of stick to your skills, your attitude, your knowledge, and whether you can be employable by a New Zealand firm. I can tell you that, and of course, what kind of support you will get locally to be able to find employment. For AJV students, we will provide whatever support is required, including networking with existing clients and helping them with references and and pointing them in the right direction, and also advising them about visas and stuff like that. All right. So Naveen, get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to help. Okay. Raman Kapoor has said that he would like an advisor to be um, uh, advisor to be assigned to him. So, team, please assign an advisor to Raman because his wife has got an incredible IELTS score, and I'm sure she'll be able to come for a good course here in New Zealand. So, Raman, please share your number, inbox it to me if you like, and if you don't want to share it on this public platform, and we'll be happy to assign an advisor to you and take it forward from there. All right, cool. Right. So there is somebody called Babalola. I think I remember this name from before. And it says, I wrote you two times, but no response from you. I have serious candidates who are willing to come for study in New Zealand. My email is okay. So, hey, Babalova, the thing is, we are not really actively looking for partners in that part of the world right now at this stage. But could I, I would suggest that you drop an email to mary.joseph at agvglobal.com. She is our manager who takes care of, certain regions around the world. And so, your request of enter into a partnership with us would also. So, request you to write to mary.joseph at igvglobal.com and then share some details with her. So that will be the main contact for you going forward, Babalova. And let's see, while we are actively not looking for partnerships right now from Nigeria, if your profile is good and your students are good, we might consider working together. So we'll take a look at that. All right. Raman has shared his number. Thanks, Raman. I appreciate you sharing your number. Team, please allocate it to an advisor so that as soon as we are done with this session, uh, Raman can get the information that he is seeking. Okay, radio. There is a question from Dip Singh, no number, so I'm going to keep moving forward. Nishit Patel has asked me a question and he has shared this number. Thanks for that, Nishit. Appreciate that. As I told you guys and girls, you share your number and I will definitely answer your questions. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. So he says, hi, Arun, I'm not a JV client. Oh, that's very disappointing, Nishit. I hope you become an AGV client. Please tell me about student visa due to recent situation of COVID-19. I have July intake offer, so can I defer my offer to next? Thank you. So Nishit, as I told you at the start of the session, we have not um, received any intimation either from Immigration New Zealand or Education New Zealand or from any of the institutions that they have deferred their intakes. But I think it's prudent for us to think that is likely to happen because we're coming to the end of April, and so we only have May and June. So we have only 2 months left for Immigration New Zealand to come back to work and then work through all the applications. So I personally think they will defer the intake, although we have not received any what do you call official information from anybody. So I'd say wait and watch, Nishit, and who knows, maybe this whole differing business occur to your own advantage, Nishad, because hopefully it will give you the time to reconsider coming to New Zealand through AJV, and we would love to work with people like yourself. So thanks for sharing a number. One of our teams will get in touch with you, and the moment we have any information about what's going to happen with this intakes, but I personally think it's going to get deferred by maybe a month or a couple of months. So that is my personal take on it. Don't take this as a fact. It is just my perception of what is likely to happen. All right, cool. Swapnil asked me a question, no number, so I am moving it forward to the next questions. And there is one from Chandu Reddy who asks, and this number is from Auckland. That's what he says. He lives in Auckland. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. Doing very well. Chandu, hope you're doing well as well. Currently, I finished my diploma in business level O7, so I'm on work visa. Can you please refer some job opportunities for me? Hey, Chandu, if you are an AJB client, we would love to, share certain networks and leads and all that. I'm not sure if you're an AGV client. You have not mentioned whether you're an AGV client or not. If you're an AGV client, all you have to do is reach out to our onshore support person or onshore support executive called Anjana Vijayadas. Her details are there on the agvglobal.com website. And if you're an AGV client, she would happily help you with checking that your CV is all right, give you some references. If you're an AGV client, you can use our references, including mine, and then we will also network you with some of the other students of ours who are working in similar jobs. So if you are an AGV client, please reach out. If you're not an AGV client, unfortunately, we may not be able to do much. So yeah, I hope you take that at your stride. Somebody says watching from Nigeria. Hello from Hamilton to Nigeria. Hope you guys are doing well there. Africa seems to be coping quite well with this whole COVID situation. So yeah, I hope you're doing well there. Tope Fokom Wachukwu. I hope I pronounced that right. All right, cool. Abhishek asks me, and he has shared his number, and he asks me, hi, Arun. I'm an AJV member. Fantastic, Abhishek. You're the kind of people I really, really love and respect. In level 3, whether immigration will start a process partnership visa or still we need to wait. Hey, Abhishek, I think with level 3, they will more than likely slowly ease off some of the restrictions we have had in level 4. So you got to understand that immigration, like any other organization, will also be trying very hard not to build up too much of pressure on themselves and on their people, because once the pile of applications begins to get too big, it's going to be a problem for them to come back and deal with it, like how it happened at the start of last year in India, especially. So I think they will try and get back soon as they can. I'm quite positive that in level 3 they will actually allow more people to come back, while of course practicing all the safeguards of not spreading the virus again. So I think there is some hope for us, Abhishek. All right. Prajat says I'm AJV client. Hey, Prajat, always a pleasure, mate. Take the sessions regularly. Thank you very much. I hope you find the sessions useful. I'm going to quickly switch over to my team and say if they've given me any inputs. Not really. They all seem to be following it. Vijay Chauhan says he's an AJVian. Hi, Vijay. Lovely to say hello. And he asks, what are the job opportunities in cloud computing or big data? Which one is better from jobs point of view? Planning to take admission in one of the universities in same. Hey, Vijay, I think both of them are fantastic subjects and courses, because both of these are the buzzwords today in anywhere around the world. The entire look at, this is really, if you look at it, we are interacting over the cloud right now, and also every word I'm speaking, every pixel that my camera is capturing and putting it out there becomes data. And imagine there must be like 1 million people like me right now all around the world who are going live or on one of these platforms. So because of all these, the amount of data that's being generated is just so massive, and to mine the data and to find trends inside that and do modeling and kind of assist organizations and governments and other people. I think both of them are equally good, Vijay. I think you're choosing a couple of two of the most happening subjects, and here in New Zealand we do pride ourselves on our IT abilities. So I think either one is good. I'd say you go through the papers that is suggested by your AJV advisor and see which is the one that appeals to you most. And then you take a call, or perhaps you could even choose a postgraduate course where there are papers in both cloud computing as well as big data, and then then you will obviously end up with like two arrows in your quiver, so you can shoot in either direction and hopefully pick up a job after you complete your course. And I'm very certain that you will pick up a job, because there is a massive shortage for us in information technology. It is in our long-term skill shortage list, and also especially in IT, which is also in our identified future growth area as well. All right, so look forward to having you here in New Zealand, and sort of helping us to bridge the gap with some of our skill shortages. Right. Priya says, hi, I would like to know about engineering management course. I would like to be an AGV client. What are the job opportunities for this course? Will there be July intake? Priya, please share your number. Priya, I'd be delighted to answer that question, because you have, unless you're already working with one of our team members, they have not confirmed that to me. So, Priya, I would love to answer that question, because your question is very good, and we would also love to work with you and assist you as an AGV client. But please share your number, because, or if you don't want to share it directly, just inbox it to me. I actually got some messages, so I'm trying to see if you actually inboxed anything to me. No, I actually don't see anything from you, Priya. So please share your number or inbox it to me, and I'd be delighted to answer your question. All right, cool. Okay, Karnati asked me a question again now. Number, so I'm moving on. Uh, there's a question from Shah Muhammad, no number, so I'm moving on. Ahmed Mahfouz says, hey, I'm an AGV student, so I will have to answer this particular question from Ahmed Mahfouz. And he says, thank you so much, Arun, for your valuable advice every Monday. You're welcome, Ahmed. That's my job to let you guys and girls know that, things are just fine and not to stress too much. And his next question is, if anybody get job as a healthcare assistant or community support worker, what is his PR process in future? I think pretty good, although it will be determinant on the kind of salary you earn, because while on one hand, both these kind of community support worker and healthcare assistant are very highly in demand in terms of our community and our social structures here in New Zealand. So I'm quite confident that you will crack a job if that's the line of subject you're choosing, and that's the kind of area of work that you will be choosing going forward. But I think the critical thing for you to breach, so getting a job, I'm quite confident, but I think you'll have to reach that particular level of a salary, which is where you will have to then make an application for your residency. So you may not be able to get it immediately after you finish your course, so that which is in around 54,000 approximately at this stage. But I think you will be able to get a job quite quickly, especially post COVID-19. There would be more and more requirements for healthcare workers and as well as community support workers in our society here in New Zealand. So finding a job, I'm quite certain you will find something or the other, but getting to that salary might take about a year or a couple of years. So you'll have to get in there, get your foot through the door, work to a point where you're able to reach to that required salary level. And if you're coming as an AGB student, don't worry, you can pick up your phone whenever you want, and just give us a call. We've set up some toll-free numbers in India as well as New Zealand for all our AGB clients and future clients to call us and get in touch with us. So there we go. In India, there's a toll-free number, and in New Zealand, there's a toll-free number. I will share it on Instagram as well. There you go. Yeah. Excellent. So give us a call. So even after you come to New Zealand, Ahmed, you will always be able to call us on that 0800 number, and there will be somebody to assist you. Okay. But overall, I think the job opportunities will be good. It might take you some time to work towards the salary that is required to apply for residency. But then, hey, look, if you do the right level of course, you will then anyway get a 2, 1, 2, or 3 years post study work visa anyway. Okay, there is a question from Gururaj Ratnam. Not sure if he's an AJV client. My team is awfully quiet today, and I'm not getting a lot of feedback from them today. I wonder why. I know they were all taking a test just some time back. Hopefully, they're all still. I hope they're all here and watching this live session as well. Right. Gururaj says, Hi Arun, I received my ITA on January. I'm due to submit my application by end of May, but however, due to current situation, the process of arranging the doc is stalled. May not be able to apply. Okay, so I'm not sure what is it you're asking, Guru Raj, if you're saying, so if you got your ITA, it is fantastic. And as you're aware, there is a 4-month period by when you have to submit your application. So if you're not able to do it because of the current situation, I think that Immigration New Zealand will to consider that. So maybe you just need to write to them and tell them about what has happened. And I'm certain they will give you some leeway. You have not mentioned whether you applied it directly or you work with AJV. If you have not worked with AJV, I strongly, strongly recommend that you also take some advice from us. It appears that you're based in India. So if you're able to get call on this toll-free number in India, which is 1-800-103-6525, 1-800-103-6525. I strongly recommend, Guru Raj, that you get a professional consultation done with one of our licensed immigration advisors in India. If you look at our uh, uh, the our website, I'm trying to see. I'm still kind of getting my way around this new Facebook. I'm trying to see if I can share my screen because I have my website open as well. But anyway, just go to ajvglobal.com and uh, there is a place from where you can pick and choose and do a consultation with one of our licensed advisors, me included. I think it's important for you because you are in a very funny situation. You got the ITA, but unfortunately there is this break, and also the documents that you require need to be verified properly, Gururaj, before they are submitted. They're going to get more and more picky and choosy now about granting resident visas because of all this COVID. So my sincere suggestion to you it would be to try and seek a professional assessment from one of our licensed advisors. So just go to ajvglobal.com, and if you come under services, there is a page called services. There you should be able to book a consultation either with myself or Mary or Shereen or Tulika or Navya. We are all the licensed advisors in AGV at the moment. And yeah, we'd be delighted to take a look. So for a small fee, you should be able to get good professional advice. All right. Yeah. Anubhav Bhattacharya says, Hi, I'm currently pursuing a PGDM course on journalism. And Anubhav also goes on to say that he's an AJVian. Thanks for that, Anubhav. Much appreciated. I don't know if you've mistyped it or it is actually Anubhav, but yeah, anyway, because you've typed Anubhav, I'm going to call you Anubhav. I'm currently pursuing a PGDM course on journalism. I want to take higher study from New Zealand. So can you please guide me? What kind of opportunities may I get? Hey, Anubhav, um, uh, journalism is in our identified future growth area. It falls under the creative industries here in New Zealand. So I believe there will be good opportunities. I would strongly recommend that you do a postgraduate course in communication, like a MA in communication, specializing in journalism or print and media and those kinds of things, or print media. Sorry, I mean. So I'd say you have a good and also the background already, and also the society here in New Zealand. The layout of the land in New Zealand is changing quite a bit. We're getting more and more multicultural. So the opportunity for people from other backgrounds and other areas to enter mainstream media is also increasing. Every time I watch our main TV channel. We have news coming every day on two channels. One is called TV NZ, or which we call TV One, and then we have another one called TV Three, which is also very popular, owned by MediaWorks. And there are the kind of reporters who are presenting their reports on both these channels is so diverse now. So there is one lady I can think of. Her name is Ketki Maslamani, obviously of Indian origin. I'm thinking so yeah, there are opportunities definitely shaping up. There are also quite a few regional newspapers, and there are some ethnic newspapers, and so on. Radio stations, newspapers. So I think overall the future for communication will be pretty good in New Zealand. Anubhav, thanks for already being an Egyptian. We will work through with you and ensure that you're getting the right advice from us. All right. Cool. All right. Yay, I'm gonna take a small break and catch my breath and drink some water. Don't miss the A on my mug, people. Right, Parimala asked me a question, but she has not. So she says, Parimala says, the glasses look good. Okay, I'm going to answer that question for that. um, So Parimala says, and I'm assuming Parimala is one of our students because she does say that, at least. So she says, hi, Arun, I have an admission into AUT for a PG diploma in food science, which was deferred to July from February this year. Will it be possible to defer the admission to Feb 2021 intake considering the COVID situation? It would be helpful to get regular updates from any of your team members on a regular basis, as I may not be logged in during some of the session. Thank you for your help. By the way, the glasses look good. Thanks, Parimala. That's funny, but hey, look, it's always good to get a compliment. So yeah. So Parimala, you can definitely ask for deferring it to February 2021 if you feel more confident about wanting to defer it because of the COVID situation. But as I told you, Parimala, already at the start of this session, if we have not received any particular intimation from anybody, not AUT, not from any of the universities or any of the other institutions. So it does appear that they are all sort of planning something or the other. In fact, recently somebody from University of Canterbury wrote to me and asked my opinion on a particular strategy that they are planning to sort of, implement at the University of Canterbury. So I think they're all working very hard to try and have the July intake in place. But if you have already made up your mind, so first and foremost, I'll ask you not to defer your intake if you can, because you've been planning for this, and then if you've already done your medicals and your police, sometimes they will expire, so you'll have to go back and do it all over again. So just to save yourself all the trouble, if you've already prepped to come for July, just stay on the course. But if you have already decided that you want to defer it to February, yeah, just talk to your HEB advisor, and I'm sure we'll be able to get it deferred. It's just a question of writing to them and getting it deferred. And as regards regular updates, best person would be whoever you're speaking to in the team. Just ping them. They're all on WhatsApp and text messages and email and Skype, and also on uh, they all have their FB profiles as well. So there are various ways you can get in touch with them. And if you can't log into these sessions, of course, these sessions will all become videos and sit on our Facebook page called HGB Global. So yeah, whenever you find the time, just log back in and watch them if you can. But if you, and normally the updates are always in the first 10 minutes of each of our broadcasts, whether it is myself or Mary or Navya or Tulika or Shireen, who we are hoping will also start coming online, coming and doing her live sessions shortly. So watch the first 10 minutes of any of those live sessions and you should get your weekly update, not once, but 3 or 4 times. All right, cool. Suresh Deshpande says, my wants to study after 10th CBSE. We would love to help you, Suresh. Please share your number or inbox me your number, and one of our team would get in touch with you. We have, after 12th, after 10th, sorry, we have good associations with some of the best institutions in New Zealand for students like your son who would like to come after 10th. We even represent Auckland Grammar School, which is, of course, one of the most well known institutions anywhere around the world. And we work with a lot of similar, really good institutions. So if your son is very keen to come after 10th, we would be delighted to work with him. But please share your number and we will be happy to help. All right, Suresh, thank you. Oh, Suresh has shared his number at the bottom already. So, which is great. I just scrolled down and saw that, Sharish. Thanks for sharing your number, Sharish. And we will, team will get in touch with you. Like I said, we have tie-ups with some fantastic high schools here in New Zealand. So after 10th, he will have to do 11, 12, and 13 because unlike India, where it is just 11 and 12, and then they go to university, here in New Zealand, we actually have 11, 12, and 13. One of my children is actually in year 13 now, and the reason we have that extra year is it's almost like the first year of university where they prep them to be able to go in any different direction. And also, if they're planning to go and do a degree in America or Australia or UK, this 3 years is what is required there to be able to join for a university. All right. Thanks for sharing your number. We'll be in touch with you, and we will definitely would love to work with your young son. And if he's below a particular age, there is a possibility if you want to accompany as a guardian, that is also possible. So we will be happy to discuss all those scenarios with you. All right. Cool. All right. Gaurav Dayal says, Gaurav shared the contact number and it seems to be a New Zealand mobile number. And it says, we are looking to open a new business related to hospitality. Could you please send me your contact number? Hey, Gaurav, more happy to help you. As a first step, can I request you to please call and have a chat with Mary, our senior manager? She's our country manager here in New Zealand. And you can reach Mary on this particular number, which is 0800800 and post that. We will definitely set up some time and speak to you. I'd be delighted to speak and provide my advice and information, because as a business person I love working with other fellow entrepreneurs, and I have this unique combination of not just being a business person but also being a licensed immigration advisor. So I can not only look at your proposal from a business perspective but also from an immigration perspective, and be able to provide the right advice. But just as a process that we follow here, Gaurav, please call Mary on 0800 have a brief chat with her, and then let's set up an appointment and we will take it from there. Okay, I'd be delighted to help you with your business aspirations in New Zealand. Priya has shared her number, and I shall scroll back to Priya's question, and she says, "Hi, I would like to know about engineering management course. I would like to be an AGV client. What are the job opportunities for this course? Will there be July intake? Please answer my questions." Hey, Priya, thanks for sharing your number. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, kind of beat you down and say, give me a number. But as I keep saying, life has got to be a give and take. And I sit here and talk my throat out and give information for an hour, free information to everybody who comes onto these sessions. And in return, only what is the opportunity to talk to you further? And that's the reason I insist that hey, look, can I have your number? I hope I don't get to be the most hated person on Facebook. But anyway, so your question is, I'd like to know about engineering management course. Priya, I'm always a little apprehensive the moment people ask me for management courses, because for engineering management course is meant for somebody who has already completed their engineering and has a few years of experience. And in my view, in my opinion, because I work with thousands and thousands of youngsters like you, especially from engineering and IT and business backgrounds, I think it is very important that you don't jump into a course which says management at a very early stage in your life, because the word engineering management, that whole phrase rather, is for people who already have certain amount of experience, and like I said, minimum 5 years of experience. Because the moment you come and do a course here in New Zealand called engineering management, then immigration department would expect you to get a manager's role, because you've completed an engineering management course. but who would give a management role to somebody who is fresh, who just finished engineering in India and then came and did immediately an engineering management course? So my recommendation always, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see a lot of videos. I think I have upward of 350, 400 videos there on my YouTube channel. I discourage people from taking up management courses unless and until they already have prior experience. So if you, Priya, already have certain experience, then we have no problem in suggesting it to you. But if you are a fresher and you are planning just to come to New Zealand and then after you complete your course, pick up a job and then work towards a residency, then definitely not an engineering management course. There are a lot of other courses which are not management, but will build on your basic engineering degree and then instill you certain very clear technical skills that will help you to get into a job, and then you work in the job and then work your way upwards till you end up becoming a manager, and that is when doing something like an engineering management course would make sense. Okay, so that's my sincere advice to you. What's your other question? Is there Will there be July intake? Don't know yet at this point. We have not received any intimation from any of the institutions. More than likely yes, but I personally feel that I think they'll defer it by a month or two. All right. Hope I've answered your questions. Thanks for sharing your number. We will get in touch with you. Please pick up the call when our team gets in touch with you. We are calling you to help you, not because we have some nefarious designs on you. We would love to work with you and young people like you and provide you the right advice, because unfortunately this international education and migration industry is filled with people who do not have adequate knowledge, nor do they have the right sincerity in trying to help youngsters the right way. We will become a successful company, but we will do it by always making sure that you students are kept first in priority and not our profits and how much money we earn. All right. So if you are serious about your future, talk to us, because you also seem to have a fantastic background, and the same advice will continue for you after you come to New Zealand as well. All right. So do connect with my team when they call you, and for your own good, for your own future, continue to speak to us. All right. Thank you. Karnati Vamshi Krishna shared his number eventually, and his question was, I'm going to quickly flick across to my team and see if there is anything that they have wanted me to answer. Mhm. Okay. Karnati says, my qualification MBA in 2010, totally I having 4 years experience in accounting and cashier. I'm looking for unskilled or skilled job. I don't want to writing IELTS exam. Karnati, I think you're just going down the wrong path, my friend. If you are planning to go overseas to an English speaking country, then you will need to write IELTS. So your aspirations of trying to get into a skilled or unskilled job is not very easy, and don't succumb to unnecessary and nonsensical advice given by people saying, well, you can just get on a plane and land in America or UK or Australia or New Zealand and be able to pick up a job. Don't fall for that, because you've shared your number. Have a chat with one of our advisors. But what you're asking, saying I want to have an unskilled job or skilled job and I don't want to write my IELTS, is a very, very wrong way of approaching this whole thing. First, you need to discuss a lot and gather a lot of information. So our team will. I'm a little so skeptical about your English as well, the way you have written your query. So I think you'll need to be very careful that you don't go down the wrong track and somebody gives you wrong advice and you end up no meeting losing a lot of money, time and effort. Okay, so have a chat with my team, and they'll advise you if at all your dreams can come true. All right. Okay. Question from Thind, but there is no number, so I'm skipping that and moving on. Dib Singh has shared this number, and it says, unless I don't know if it's a girl, can't make out from the word Dibs. But Dib says, what is the scope of electrical or electronics engineers? Is it easy to get residency in this trade? I'm considering graduate diploma in electrical level 7. What's your opinion? I think it's a fantastic choice, because both electrical and electronics engineers are in the long-term skill shortage list of New Zealand. So I think it is absolutely a good choice to make. Now, whether why you want to get into a graduate diploma in electrical level 7 or can you do some other course is something that we will examine, because sometimes people hear this from their family or friends saying, oh, you know what, you go to a graduate diploma, but sometimes a graduate diploma may not be the right choice for you. There might be something else that is more applicable to you or to your background. How will that answer come? When you speak to people like us. So what you can do, Dibs, is you can call this number tomorrow, 0800 because it looks like you're already in New Zealand. I can see that your number. So give a call after 10:30, 11 in the morning. And speak to Mary. Mary is, if you go to our website, you will also have a number, direct number. Mary is our senior manager, and she's the country manager here in New Zealand. Fantastic advisor, and she's also a licensed immigration advisor. She will be the best person to give you advice on which particular course to choose. But your question was, is what is the scope for electrical or electronic engineers? Fantastic scope. Don't you worry about that. Okay, cool. Okay, there is a question from Shah Muhammad Haq and says, this is Shah Muhammad Mazidul Haq. I'm doing bachelor at I don't know how to pronounce that, Langsay Normal University currently. I'm very keen to complete my bachelor studies from New Zealand. It would be highly appreciated if you can help me with the admission process. And Shah has given his number. It's an interesting one. I wonder where 880 is from. Bangladesh. Okay, yeah, there you go. So that number is from Bangladesh. I quickly Googled that and found out that Shah is from Bangladesh. Hey, Shah, we would be delighted to work with you. And I think we love working with people who want to come and do their bachelor's in New Zealand. Because I think students who come and do their bachelor's, of course, it's a lot more expensive, and which is why too many international students don't opt for a bachelor's. But I think whoever can afford to pay for a bachelor's and come and study in New Zealand will have an exceptionally good future, because you spend 3 whole years in New Zealand studying and working part time, and then after that you'll get a further 3 years post study work visa. So you spend 6 whole years in New Zealand, and by the time you will become a full on Kiwi, and you will definitely find something or the other, because you'll also have enough time to build those networks here in New Zealand and settle down into a job and future residency in New Zealand. So we would love to work with you. You haven't mentioned what particular subject here that you would be keen to get into, but thanks for sharing your number. One of our team members from India, because Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. They are all our South Asian region. So one of our team members from India will get in touch with you shortly. Please respond to them. You can also WhatsApp. They'll probably get you on WhatsApp, because you're already on WhatsApp. And have a good chat. And we would love to work with you while you're in Bangladesh and after you come to New Zealand. We've already been fortunate to work with some very good Bangladeshi clients, as well as Indian clients and Pakistani clients and Sri Lankan clients and Nepali clients. So we would be delighted to work with you and take your dream forward. All right, cool. All right. Abhishek writes again, says, AJV member, I've applied for partnership visa in March. I know I have a lot of time to come to New Zealand. Still, I wanted to know which city is good for accounts. And says Hamilton, Wellington, Christchurch. Any city, Abhishek. It's not necessary you only have to be in a big city. Of course, big city means more opportunities, but sometimes smaller cities means that if you find an accounting job there, it means that you will get those extra 30 points towards your residency. So don't get fixated about the city. I think it's about seeing where the opportunities are. So get on to our job website called seek.co.nz or TradeWay Jobs, and take a look, and they'll give you a good indication. But like I said, big city like Auckland would have the advantages of having more opportunities, but a smaller town like Hamilton or Christchurch or Wellington may have lesser opportunities compared to uh, to Auckland. But the fact is that you might end up getting those extra 30 points, which can be very valuable towards your eventual residency in New Zealand. Okay. And hey, look, accountants are, just like priests and lawyers and undertakers. Everybody needs an accountant. So don't worry too much about it. Right. Jerry Vergis has asked me a question, no number, so I'm going to have to skip that particular question. Jerry, please share your number, Jerry, so that we can answer your question. Um, Gadam Prashant says, Hi, Jacob, sir, is there any chance of getting student visa without IELTS or PTV? I'm in New Zealand already. Very difficult, Gadam, unless and until you have done a prior studies from a particular country. But just looking at your name, I'm assuming that you must be from India, so that is not in the exempt list. So it will be difficult for you to get into a course. But why don't you give us a call tomorrow at on this particular number, 0800696977, and speak to Mary, and we will examine to see. For all we know, you might be a guy who did your schooling in UK. Then there is a possibility of waiving the IELTS or PTA. But we'll need to get more details from you. So please give us a call on 0800. 696977 tomorrow, and we will take it from there. Okay. Oh, I got a lot of questions today. Man, they keep going on and on. Mm. Vishal says, Hi, thanks for doing this. Hello from Mauritius. Hey, guy. Hey, Vishal. Hope you're doing well in Mauritius. I think my team wanted me to also, okay, there's a question from Swapnil Khedekar, who is, I think, one of our AGV students, and it says, Hi, sir, which is best level in hospitality, level 7 or level 8? Okay. And apparently, Swapnil, one of our advisors called Lydia, was trying to get in touch with you, but apparently you were busy, so she will call you back after 4 p.m. your time today. But just from my side, it's not whether it's level 7 or level 8. Obviously, the higher you're going up in your level, you're learning more skills and you're acquiring more knowledge. So obviously, the higher you're going, the better. But sometimes it may not be the best thing for you because we get a lot of students who will come and say, "Hey, look, I want to study masters at because it's a level 9." But sometimes actually they will be better off going to level 8 because a masters can be quite trying. It can be quite challenging. But so we will talk to you, Swapnil, and understand what exactly is your background, and then we will do it. We will go from there. All right? Yeah, but like I said, higher the better level, but we need to assess to see that you are suited for that. Okay, and that's what we will do. All right, guys, time for me to ring the bell. It looks like I finished my 1 hour. I'm up to 1 hour and 2 minutes. So I'm gonna see if I can quickly run through some of these questions. Oh, quite a few actually. I may not be able to run through all of them. Okay, Shanuka Ranawake shared the number and says, My wife is planning to come to for her PhD to New Zealand from Sri Lanka. Therefore, just want to know how do you represent Sri Lankan students at this moment, and are there any delays for spouse visa by now? Shanuka, we would love to work with you. We've already worked with dozens of Sri Lankan clients, and we are very, very happy to have all these wonderful people as our clients. Yes, we have worked with a lot of our clients from Sri Lanka, and we would love to help your wife to come for a PhD. Um, are there any very visa delays for spouse visa now? Yes, I explained this a little bit earlier in my session. I think because of the lockdown in India, which is where the spouse visa would go to, and also not enough people working in New Zealand as well. There might be a small delay, but our team from India will get in touch with you shortly, and then you can go ahead with your process. Team, please pick up that lead from Shanuka. Okay. Prasad Pallati says regarding business visa, how much will be the investment? Prasad, we will send you an email. Thanks for also sharing your number. One of my colleagues called Nishanti, who works with me directly in my office, will get in touch with you, and then we will definitely, she'll give you a call today. All right, Prasad? And we will take it forward from there. Kushal Ailavadi, also I'm interested in pursuing engineering post. My boards, maths is my core strength. What all courses can I pursue related to maths? Maths is my core strength. What all? Okay, yeah. So Kushal is asking, maths is my core strength. Oh, you'll have tons of opportunities, Kushal, with maths background. I can imagine so many different areas you can get into. So statistics, data sciences, and so many different things because math is such a core subject. So thanks for sharing that. We will get one of our advisors to speak to you, and we'll put a lot of options in front of you, Kushal. and then you can discuss with your parents and see what is best for you. Anup asked me a question, no number, so I'll skip that. Madhav asked me, I've got offers from AOT, Applied Finance, University of Canterbury, Master of Applied Finance and Economics, Massey University, which is the better options for job and PR. I would strongly recommend both AOT and University of Canterbury, of course. And as regards which out of these two is better, it depends on the papers of those individual courses. With AUT, you have the advantage of studying in Auckland, where the opportunities are higher. But with Canterbury, you have the opportunity of studying in our second biggest city, where again the opportunities are good. But if you once you complete your course and you pick up a job, you have the extra advantage of a 30 points. So, Mother, we will get in touch with you and discuss more in detail. Okay, I'm trying to rush through these questions now. Okay, Srinivas Rao Baride says he's an Ajavian and says he's got a couple of conditional offer letters. One is from EIT, another one from Otago Institute of Polytechnic. IELTS is the condition for the both as IELTS. Okay, so what's your question? Srinivas, you haven't mentioned what is the question. You've only mentioned that you've got an offer from both these institutions. I can tell you both are very good institutions. So if your question was which is a good one, I can tell you both are equally good. Take a look at the papers and see what appeals to you more, and then you decide to go to that particular institution. Jatan R says he is an AJVian. Thanks, Jatan. Always a pleasure. He's got an offer from UCall, but currently, since lockdown in India, will it affect my college admission? College is supposed to start at 20th July. He has applied for a software development course through AJV. My visa process is still on hold. College is supposed to start on 20th July. Jitin, I've already answered. We are not sure at this stage, but they're going to defer the July intake. But it looks like they are not at this point. But my personal opinion is they may. So let's just wait and watch. I think few more. I think couple of weeks more, because tonight, in about another hour and a half, we will be going down to level 3. So let's see how situation changes here in New Zealand once it goes down to level 3. And I'm sure there'll be some progress forward. Okay. Aditya Dhawan want to know ways to enter medical field for non-medical background. Might be difficult, Aditya, but again, if you've done something in BSc, we might be able to help you. Okay. Welcome back. Okay. Nimesh Sakale has a question. He's gotten Nimesh, please call our number in India, because you say you're in India. Give us a call on our toll-free number and request to speak to one of our licensed advisors. Right, Pratik says he's a sales and marketing professional looking to settle down in New Zealand. Pratik, our team will get in touch with you and explain all the different pathways into New Zealand. Hello, everyone. Hope all well your end. Still waiting to see how things shape up for the July intake. This is from Anik Raghubanshi. Haven't really heard of any changes as such, so just a matter of wait and watch. Absolutely, Anik, and I'm sure we will all get the answer very soon. Ashish Rautela asked me a question, no number. Ashish, please share your number so that we can get back to you. Mrigank Roy asks, my question to you is which industries jobs in New Zealand can pay you $10,000 per month and upward salary, and how much effort one needs to put into on that kind of money? Strongly IT. I know of at least 4 or 5 of our clients who are in IT and engineering and earning that kind of money, or even doctors, dentists, I believe, earn that kind of money. But thanks for sharing your number, Mrigank. We'll get in touch with you and see how we can help you earn $10,000 per month in New Zealand. Divyaman Ramawat says, my wife has studied Masters of Science in Chemistry in 2015. Big question. And Bachelor's of Education in 2019. She's planning to do a PG degree, diploma, or Master's in Food Tech in 2021. I have 8 years of recruitment management and HR experience in India. Okay, I'm getting 1 point. What are my chances to get a partner of student work visa? And what are the chances of getting SMC visa post working in New Zealand for a year? Divyaman, if your wife is planning to come for food tech, or food science, I think you guys will do really well, because we have a shortage of food technologists and food scientists in New Zealand. You also have fantastic background. So, if you're coming on the spouse work visa, I believe you will also be highly employable. Between the two of you, I see very bright chances for the future skilled migrant category. But bear in mind, this has to be in a planned way. So please pick up the phone and speak to our team in India. Our team will also get in touch with you. And once they do, please have a discussion. We have two licensed immigration advisors in India, and we will be able to kind of create the right pathway for you guys. But food technology, brilliant. Do not even think twice about it. Okay. Okay. Last question. Jishnu says, would like to know the master's degree options for a pharmacist professionals. Also, the option to get settled in New Zealand. Pharmacy, again, is a good one to look at, Jishnu, always. And we would love to help you to get into pharmacy. Although at master's level, well, there aren't too many seats, but we will check with the universities and see what we can help you with. Chances of settlement. Hey, look, if you're coming for a course in masters, that obviously means you have enough background and experience. I think the chances would be pretty good. All right, so 1 hour 10 minutes, people. Before I go away, I would like to invite all of you to join a webinar we are doing on Zoom on 30th of this month. What time is it? This time is on 30th of April, and I'm trying to remember what the time was. So yeah, it should be there in my Skype. Right. So we are conducting a webinar from Lincoln University, the senior lecturer for this is specifically for a Master of Sports and Recreation Management. There will be myself. There will be Annie Go, who is the international manager from Lincoln University, and there'll be Catherine Elliott, who is senior lecturer from Lincoln University of this particular department. So this is specifically for Master of Sports and Recreation Management, and I just received confirmation from my dear friend and one of the best people involved with sports in India right now. This was the coach of the fielding coach of the Indian cricket team, R. Sridhar. He's a very dear friend. He just confirmed to me on email that he would also be present in this webinar and do a brief introduction, because Sridhar is also a person who loves the quality in New Zealand, and he said he would be happy to come and do an introduction for this webinar. So please put it into your diaries, into your calendars right away. On the 30th of April at 10:30 a.m. India Standard Time, there is going to be a webinar by AJV and Lincoln University on the Masters of Sports and Recreation Management, how we can create a career in New Zealand and in other parts of the world by doing this particular course. All right, excellent. So here we are back to finishing one more live session of my regular Monday seminars and live sessions. I hope you like my new look with my black glasses. I look forward to coming back again and talking to you again and giving you up to date information from New Zealand. This week, my colleagues Mary, Tulika, and Navya would also be coming live. So stay tuned, and thank you as always for your wonderful, wonderful support to Team AJV Global. And we are here to ensure that your New Zealand dreams come true. All right. Good night. Take care. One more time from Hamilton. Good night.